Hey guys, welcome back. It is Saturday, September 5th, and we thought we would just give you a quick tour of our house and the reveal of the utility room that we've been working on. So,
Yep.
if you're ready for it, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're going to start the tour with the laundry room reveal. It's finally time to do that. It is done. So let's get in and check it out. Right there. Dun, da, da, da. There's the utility room. It's all done. We got the shelving in place, all new light fixtures, drywalls, plumbing. That table turned out amazing, and it works great for slipping laundry baskets under there. And then, of course, the top is for folding laundry, but it just worked perfectly.
Over here's the shelving that we put in. This was not our first option or our first choice for shelving, but it was a cheaper choice and it's adjustable and it was easier installed than like floating shelves or anything like that. So,
and really the floating shelves were not quite as strong, so we wanted these to be strong enough to hold like big, whatever they are, gallon size mason jars or cans or whatever. So they needed to be pretty sturdy. And floating shelves just don't have the capacity. And so this was just a simple way to achieve what we were going for, and still have the versatility of that. They can be moved, so whatever the next homeowner wants, they can move this wherever. So yeah, right, it isn't our first choice, but it works and it looks decent too. So, and then in here, this bench, we actually had somebody make this, and that turned out pretty well. So it's 6 foot by 16 wide, and just a place where you can come and slip your shoes off or whatever. And eventually, there'll be coat hooks up in here, and then whatever you want to use that shelving for.
tell us about the lid to the crawl space.
Yeah, so this lid is not exactly what I had envisioned. It sounded a whole lot better in my mind, just thinking about it. But this is a crawl space lid. You can see the handle up under here. So in order to get down into the crawl space, this bench has to get out of the way. That lid comes up and then you have access to whatever you need to do. So it works and it's solid and it's perfect, except for this bench covers up the lid, or the handle, so it just looks like there's a piece of plywood underneath the bench just sitting there. So it's not the perfect solution. That's something that probably could be modified and made better, but it works. It works. So.
And show us that box.
Yeah, right. Yep. So we have another storage option here. This is a box, really whatever you want to put in there, blankets or something, probably.
Shoes, boots.
Yeah, whatever.
And then the shelf up there, of course.
Yep. So
Nice
anyway,
job on the table,
here it
Mark.
is. Yeah, it turned out pretty good.
The shelves, the floor. You guys saw him working on the floor.
Yeah.
Turned out really great. He did a great job. A lot of hard work.
Yep.
Why don't you take us through the rest of the house? Because it's on the market now and people have been seeing it.
Today we have 3, and open house on Sunday, and then some other people looking at it next week. But yeah, yep, we'll give you kind of a walkthrough of the house, and really this is kind of for us too, that a year from now or whatever, we can rewatch this video and be like, aw,
Remember that?
I remember doing that, or whatever the emotions are, So this is kind of for us too.
Yeah.
But in here, just adjacent to the laundry room, is kind of this dining area, kitchenette, if you will. Nice little space to eat breakfast or whatever. We do have the bar bench here, whatever, with stools, bar stools. And then the kitchen. And Yeah, it's nothing fantastic. When we first moved in, there was a cabinet right here at about this height, right here. You can still see maybe the outline of the cabinets. So we took out that cabinet, which made this just so much more open.
And
airy.
all the cabinets were dark wood.
Yep.
Over here this was all dark wood paneling along the wall. This was like a separate room almost. There was something in that corner too.
Yeah, there was just a table there and then a corner shelf where a TV was. That's where my grandfather would take breaks or whatever and watch the news or something.
And there was linoleum in here.
In here was actually, I don't know what it's called, but that style of floor, it's like the fake wood floor where it clicks together. So in here was that kind of flooring. And then outside, like from here on, was all white carpeting.
In the dining room, all of this, white
all
carpeting
this,
everywhere.
Yep. And so probably, gosh, has it been 4 years? Something like that. That we did all new flooring. So this is actual hardwood oak, 3/4 inch tongue and groove, nail in floor. So this is the real deal. This gives you the ability to sand down and refinish as you know life goes on and things wear out and the finish doesn't look as good as it used to. You can refinish it. You can't do that with the click floors, you know, that I think it's called Pergo type flooring or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, all new flooring.
Several years ago, yep.
Yep, right. There's our family. And then
we should tell about the barnwood. Let's have that story. So this barnwood right here, actually, and that table over there. There used to be 3 barns out here back when his grandparents lived here. And they sold off property and they tore down the barns. And some of the barnwood went home with Mark's mom. And Mark's mom ended up using it in his bedroom as like wainscoting in his bedroom when he was a kid. And then when we got married, she gave us all this barnwood that came from here. And eventually we ended up buying this property and had all this barnwood that was originally from this property that grew up with him. And I was like, I have to use it for decor. And so I made this little piece of wood here, and then Mark made those 2 tables over there. And they were just like my favorite pieces in this house because of the full circle that it was. So that was really fun.
Yep, that is fun. So in here, I guess not too much has changed, except for, again, the flooring. And then where the couch is right now, there used to be a built-in shelf that went the full width there with the TV. I think TV used to be in it back when it had like the tube-style TV. And then when things got fancy, you know, and flat screens, it sat up on top. But there was a whole built-in here with shelving and drawers and things like this. So we took that out. That is now where we put our couch. The TV we moved it to above the fireplace. And the plan was eventually to mount the TV up on the wall, which would free up the mantle space to do other things with. Obviously that never happened, but that was a big change in here. And then of course you maybe know that we did windows. So this is all new windows in here. And I think these are the style that they come out that way, so you can wash your windows and whatever they call that style. So this was a huge investment, but very nice to have all new windows in here. Originally it was wood. It wasn't even aluminum. It was a wood framed window. So they were very, very old, drafty. They were starting to get fogged up. So it's nice to be able to just have new windows, you know, not only for the efficiency, but also the noise level. We don't hear the road as much, and then little features like that. So there's your living room.
And this was actually the original part of the house. When his grandparents bought it in 1950. Is that correct? 50?
They bought it in 1960.
1960. This was a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. And so this is the original living room. And then there was 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, and then the kitchen was right here where the entryway was. But Mark's grandfather really built everything out and up. And sorry, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, right.
Awkward. So anyways, yeah, this is the original part of the house, and everything else had been added on later.
Right now, we'll probably just go this way. This is storage under the staircase, and here, nothing special, just a storage. But in here is a bedroom. This is our son's bedroom. When we first moved in, this was a schoolroom. All of our kids are homeschooled, so this was all set up for homeschool. They had desks and all sorts of stuff, shelving, file cabinets, but all of that has been redone and revamped just to try to get things ready for the home to sell. All of that stuff is gone, just in an effort to make it look better for showing the home. And as our son's getting older, he's just wanting more of his space. So,
Which is great.
Yep, this is his room.
French bread, favorite thing.
With French bread. Okay.
These are old pictures. That's Mark's tractor that he has. Let's see. His brother, James, took that picture of his grandfather's tractor that Mark now has. And this is one of the photos. Oh, you can't see it with the light. Close the door real quick. This is a photo of, here, like this. There we go, that's better. It's a photo of the house many moons ago. Anyway, okay.
There you go, bathroom. There you go. So this was a year or two ago. Total gut job. Nothing is the same in here. We stripped it down to the studs. We ended up having to replace some subflooring and joists. Right at where you're standing right now, that floor was all rotted because of splashing, over the bathtub and decades of that. So redid this to the bones. And it turned out really good. So this has the same style of tile that's in the other bathroom or utility room. So just trying to keep that fluid, throughout. But it's really nice in here. This
setup here too was built for the upstairs bathroom, which is why it has 2 sinks for the master. And it was built to specific dimensions, but when we got it in there, it fit, but it was overwhelming. It was too much for the space. So we ended up putting it down here because it also fit down here. And it works great down here for the boys and the girls. And upstairs we have pedestal sinks, which is much more comfortable in that space.
The reason is because we have a big bathtub up there, cast iron, whatever you call it. Style
pedestal tub, yeah.
Bathtub. And so having a big bathtub and then a big structure for your vanity, it was like competing for a small space. So we wanted the bathtub to be like the feature and then smaller items so that could be the case. So yeah. Anyway, this is the bathroom.
Oh, yeah. We found this fun little, where did you find that at?
So I do concrete, and we were doing a job for the city, and we had to tear out some of the drains and the street drains, and so I saved these. These were just going to go to the dump, and thought, man, that's kind of cool. So it says, no dumping, drains to the river. Perfect place for above the toilet.
Too funny.
Yeah, and then out of there is our dining area, And I'm trying to think, so I don't think too much has changed in here with the exception of the light fixture. There was a very old chandelier that we have pieces of that we saved to make things with. And
There it is right there. This is a piece of the chandelier that was in this dining room back when we first bought it, and everything was from the 70s. It, of course, went like this. And this piece was separate. And I took those two from the chandelier and put them together like that and put a candle on top. And so that's a cute little piece of the house from before we remodeled everything.
Yep. And then something else that we had changed is the wall. There used to be wood paneling, like pretend, like fake wood paneling on this wall. And so we took that off and textured and painted and all this. So talking about windows, the only window that we didn't change is this one here, because we had plans on building a porch and a overhang, and this was going to be a set of doors to go out to a porch. So we decided not to change that. And now with it being sold, the property sold, hopefully that's something that the next owner of the home will be able to do, because you have such an open area over here that it would be great to be able to have an outdoor eating area or entertaining area. So this is an original window. So that's the downstairs. Pretty simple, but let's head upstairs.
And here we have the girls' room. That is all spick and span right now because we've been cleaning, of course. Yeah, we got pink in the closet, teal on the walls because that's what they're into. And just a basic room. Mark's grandfather built this built in. And it was a cherry red, and I sanded it down and painted it white when we moved in. And that's been really useful. You want to open that door? This is the attic space. We have the light on for showings right now.
Small attic.
So it just goes like that. We keep next size up clothes in here.
Yep. And then across the hall is our son's room. Youngest son.
And this is his space here. Another built-in. That's the color that was in the other room that I sanded and painted. And this is really fun. The kids all did their handprints when we first moved in. Jacob was what? 6? Paul was 2?
Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
Yeah. So anyway, very simple, basic, but works really well.
Yep. Yep. So one of the big projects that we did is right in here. Why don't you show them? Was, oh man, what was it? Probably, well, about the same time we did the flooring. So 4 or 5 years ago now, I guess. But when we had bought the house, this staircase was like a tunnel. So that this wall right here.
That ceiling.
Continued on. So this was straight all the way up. So as you were walking up the stairs, you know, the ceiling would be just above you. So you literally felt like you were walking in a tunnel. And so we paid to have all this done because it was way over my head. But we had to put this beam, we had to get a beam put in because that was part of that wall was holding things up. So we put a beam in.
This was all a hallway. This was a really dark hallway. There was a wall here. And of course, like you said, the ceiling went up, and then this hallway, there was a phone booth in the hallway. So we opened all that up, put a light fixture in, the beam to hold everything up, of course, railing to keep everybody safe. This right here, which is obviously a wall now, it was a hallway that went that way to a little bathroom, a half bathroom on that side. I'll show you right here. There's the bathroom entrance now, but that used to be closed up, and the entrance would have been in a hallway here to that bathroom over there.
Yeah, so there's a toilet there now, but so that wall is right here. So you would have continued walking down the hallway, turned right, and there would have been, let's see here, I think the sink was here, and then there was a toilet in the corner. So
And that was it, yeah.
That was it. And then on this wall, there was a closet, like just a small closet.
Yeah, a little gun
And
closet.
so we got rid of all of that, revamped everything, because we wanted to have, this is obviously the master bedroom, it's the biggest bedroom, and we wanted to have an attached master bath. And so in order to do that, we closed in that hallway, put a toilet there, got rid of the closet, which opened up more square footage to be able to do this. And this is the tub that I was telling you about downstairs, that we wanted that to be kind of the focal point of the bathroom. And then with that big old vanity that would have been right here, it would have come to like right here. It was just like way too bulky, two big things in a small room. So this works better for us. But yeah, this, I mean, it's hard to imagine probably, but there was a big old medicine cabinet, a big one here. And then remember thinking about that staircase, the staircase on the other side of this wall came up here. And so now we got rid of that. Let's see, I think there was, I'm trying to remember, this is,
I know, it seems so long ago.
there was another cabinet. No, because this was a hallway. So
Right.
there was another, like, almost a closet where you, like a linen type closet or
Yeah,
something, right in here.
in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
so
true.
got rid of that. So anyway, just totally redid everything. So now walking up the staircase, like you saw, it's just vaulted straight to the ceilings with chandelier there, the beam, got that all cleaned up to where it looks really nice, and then attaching a master bathroom to the master bedroom. And there it is.
There it is. Little fun fact, I just remembered. Little fun fact. Over here, when Mark was putting in all this shiplap, we had all the kids write their names, and Mark and I wrote our names, and we wrote scripture, and just, you know, put a lot of fun things in there that if it ever gets undone by someone, they'll find us and they'll find scripture. So that's really nice. And then this is the master bedroom. But the reason, we should tell them the reason that it wasn't connected, the bathroom wasn't connected, was because this was actually a bedroom for your mom and her twin.
Mm-hmm.
They were twins, so they had double closets, double light fixtures, you know, double everything, but they didn't want the twins to have their own bathroom because there was 2 other kids also. So that's why the bathroom was not connected to this room, because it was for the kids, but the 2 that were in here were twins. So anyway, another little fun fact. Mark, why don't you touch the ceiling? Show us how short the ceilings are. That's right, he's just standing there. And
So
when
probably, I'm about 6 foot, so that's 7 foot.
7-foot ceilings, pretty low, kind of funny. This is really cute. I like that. There we go. Thumbnail.
So up here is pretty nice. We got a good view of the property coming out of the master bedroom, that you can see all the length of the property. The chickens, we can watch the chickens from up here.
Kind
there
of.
you go.
Yeah.
And then out the small windows, we have a view of the orchard and the garden area. So there is no shortage of plans here. We had at one point some plans about maybe doing some windows on the other side of the wall so we could see the field on the back side, which would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, but this is our house, and like I said, this is probably more for us than anything else, just so we can see the place, remember those types of things. Just, oh, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, there's lots of memories here, both of when we were living here and then beyond that, or before that, of just being a grandkid, coming to Grandma and Grandpa's house, you know, playing, and up here was kind of off limits, you know, that you didn't go up to Grandpa's room. This is where my grandpa was sleeping after my aunts and uncles left, that this was his space. So didn't come up here. When he was here, sleeping up here, he had a big table and filing cabinets here. It was a big old, almost like a drafter's table, you know, architectural type table. And then big old file cabinets, and it was like his space, you know. So, but yeah, we'll be sad to have it leave the family, and hopefully the next person that's here can appreciate the heritage, and then just take that heritage and build on it, and not, I mean, it's whatever, but hopefully they don't tear everything out and start over. That'd be kind of sad, just to see all that hard work over our time here, you know, and then before just go out the window. So, but hopefully they can take it and make it their own, and create their own memories.
I just wanted to tell a story. When Mark and I had just first bought the house but hadn't moved in yet, and this whole house was emptied out, I remember there was a couple days where we would just come over here and we would just sit on the floor. It was a green carpet in here. And we would just sit on the floor and we would talk and dream about all the things we were going to do here. And, you know, just, do you remember all that? Just coming in here and dreaming, and just being so thankful that we were able to purchase it from Grandma and keep it in the family, and how perfect it was going to be for our family. And it really was. It was a lot of work, for sure, but it was just what our family needed to grow and to build and learn, and it's been really good. So I cherish those memories. We sat on the floor right in here and just spent the afternoon dreaming.
Good times.
Good times.
So there's our house. Like Anna was saying, there's been a lot of good memories here, and we are very, very, very thankful to have lived here for as long as we have, and you know, it's a bittersweet thing to be able to take this and move on. You know, there's lots of different emotions about that. So
yeah.
Anyway,
but it's good. It's good, and there's a lot of hope. There's a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement for what's coming next and what we're going to be able to do after this place, and how this place has really just set us up for success in the future. So that's really good, and we're excited, even though it's hard.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we're going to sign out. We've got to get out of the house because there's more showings, but we will be back again next week. So
there you go. Stay tuned.
Well, I was 19, you were 21, the year we got engaged, and everyone said we were much too young, but we did it anyway. We got the rings for 40 each from a pawn shop down the road, and we said our vows and took the leap now 15 years ago. And we went dancing in the minefields, we went sailing in the storms, and it was harder than we dreamed, but I believe that's what the promise is for. Well, I do are the two most famous last words, the beginning of the end. But But to lose your life for another, I've heard, is a good place to begin. 'Cause the only way to find your life is to lay your own life down. And I believe it's an easy price for the life that we have found. And we're dancing in the minefields, we're sailing in the storms. And this is harder than we dreamed, but I believe that's what the promise is for. That's what the promise is for. So when I lose my way, find me. And when I lose love's chains, bind me. At the end of all my faith, to the end of all my days, when I forget my name, remind me. 'Cause we bear the light of the Son of Man, so there's nothing left to fear. So I'll walk with you in the shadowlands till the shadows disappear. 'Cause he promised not to leave us, and his promises are true. So in the face of all this chaos, baby, I can dance with you. So let's go dancing in the minefields, let's go sing